You know that moment when you're about to buy something, a new TV box, a streaming upgrade, and then you hear whispers that the next version is coming and could fix everything that annoyed you? Yeah, that's exactly what's happening right now with the Apple TV 4K 2025. Rumors are heating up, leaks are stacking up, and from what's being said in Apple's usual pattern of quiet code hints, tvOS betas, and supply chain chatter, this might finally be the little black box that nails the fundamentals we've been begging for. Better YouTube quality, faster gaming, and a smarter remote you won't lose every week. So before you drop your money on the current Apple TV 4K, you might want to stick around because by the end of this breakdown, you'll know whether to buy now, or hold out for the next generation that's shaping up to be the sleekest, smartest Apple TV ever built. Apple hasn't officially said a word about the new Apple TV 4K yet. No event tease, no product page leaks, nothing official. But Apple rarely shouts about its TV box. It just appears one day, quietly dropped via press release, and tech people start realizing how much has changed under the hood. So when you start connecting Apple's past moves, new tvOS betas, and supplier reports, a clear story forms. This time, the upgrades might actually make sense. We're not talking about a visual redesign. We're talking about functionality, the kind that makes your entire streaming setup feel smoother and faster. If you watch YouTube daily, if you own a 120Hz TV, or if your Apple TV is the core of your HomeKit smart home, this new version might change the game completely. Every major Apple TV upgrade starts with the chip. The 2022 Apple TV runs on the A15 Bionic. Powerful, yes, but aging. Now, leaks point toward an A16 or possibly an A17 class chip, the same one that powers the latest iPhones. That means faster performance, better efficiency, and most importantly, the capability to unlock features we've been waiting for. This upgrade isn't just about speed, it's about possibility. Because that newer silicon could finally enable hardware AV1 decoding, 4K 120Hz output, and more intelligent smart home processing. Imagine a device that's not just fast but future-ready, built to handle high bitrate HDR, next-gen codecs, gaming inputs, and AI-based picture optimization. That's what an A17 class upgrade brings to the table. It's like giving the Apple TV 4K the same brain as an iPhone 15 Pro, but optimized for your living room. Now, let's talk about the real game changer, AV1 video support. For years, Apple TV fans have wondered why YouTube sometimes looks cleaner on cheaper devices, like a Chromecast or a Fire Stick. The reason? Those boxes already support the AV1 codec. AV1 is a newer, smarter, more efficient way of compressing video. It lets streaming services like YouTube deliver a sharper image using the same internet connection. Think less blockiness in dark scenes, cleaner edges on text and grass, and smoother motion during sports. It's the upgrade we've all wanted, but never got until now. If Apple finally includes hardware-based AV1 decoding, which the A17 chip can handle, you're looking at a noticeable boost in YouTube quality without upgrading your internet. Speed, cleaner playback, richer color accuracy, and less noise in fast-moving scenes. That's a real-world upgrade you'll see every single day. And if you're the kind of viewer who pauses videos to admire cinematic detail, you'll instantly notice the difference. The Apple TV 4K 2025 could finally become the best YouTube box in the living room. The current Apple TV technically has HDMI 2.1, but Apple locks it at 4K 60Hz output. So if your TV can hit 120Hz, it's sitting there waiting to show its full potential, and the box just can't deliver. But that could soon change. With a stronger chip and full HDMI 2.1 bandwidth unlocked, the next Apple TV could finally push 4K 120Hz and possibly VRR. This is massive not just for gamers, but for everyone who loves smooth, crystal clear motion. Imagine watching live sports. No judder, no ghosting, just buttery smooth 120 frames per second. Apple Arcade games would look and feel more responsive. Even navigating menus could feel faster and more fluid. Combine that with Metal 3 gaming support and controller latency improvements, and you've got a device that makes gaming on your TV feel console grade. And let's be real, Apple doesn't need to compete with PlayStation or Xbox to win this round. It just needs to make gaming from the couch fun again. The 120Hz refresh rate would be a huge leap in that direction. If you've upgraded your router recently, you might have noticed a 6 GHz band sitting unused. That's Wi-Fi 6E, and the current Apple TV can't use it yet. The 2025 model almost certainly will. So what's the difference? Wi-Fi 6E reduces congestion. It lets your Apple TV communicate on a much cleaner channel, away from your neighbor's crowded 5 GHz networks. The result? And if Apple goes even further with Wi-Fi 7, you could be looking at multi-gigabit wireless speeds, enough to stream full-resolution Dolby Vision and Atmos content seamlessly. In other words, if your Apple TV isn't near an Ethernet cable, Wi-Fi 6E will make a real difference. You'll be able to stream 4K HDR content, sync your smart home devices, and mirror your iPhone, all with zero lag. Here's something most people forget. Apple TV isn't just for streaming. It's also the hub of your HomeKit and Matter smart home ecosystem. That means every time you tell Siri to turn on the lights, lock the doors, or start your security camera feed, it's actually your Apple TV managing those connections in the background. And leaks suggest the 2025 version will come with enhanced thread support, acting as a stronger border router for smart devices. What's that mean in practice? Faster response times, fewer no-response errors, and smoother automation triggers. So if your lights sometimes lag after your voice command, that could finally be fixed. The 2025 Apple TV 4K could become the most reliable smart home hub Apple's ever built. Quiet, powerful, and consistent. Exactly what you want running your home. Apple's been quietly improving audio processing through tvOS updates, things like enhanced dialogue clarity and automatic volume leveling. But those rely on the chip's neural processing power, which is about to get a serious upgrade. With the A17's neural engine, expect more intelligent audio tuning, where voices stay clear without blasting explosions. Lip sync errors will shrink when connecting to HomePods or soundbars, and dynamic range compression will make quiet scenes audible and loud scenes less jarring. For families or late-night viewers, this could be one of those you-feel-it-immediately upgrades that makes every movie night smoother and less frustrating. The remote. Finally, the upgrade. We've wanted, the most loved and hated part of the Apple TV, the remote. The sleek aluminum design is nice, but let's be honest, it disappears into the couch more often than your AirPods case. The new leaks hint that Apple may finally fix that. Expect backlit buttons for dark rooms, ultra-wideband for Find My support, just like an AirTag, possibly a redesigned layout with tactile media buttons. Imagine just saying, "Hey Siri, find my remote," and hearing a ping from under your blanket. Simple, brilliant, Apple-like. It's one of those quality-of-life features that changes everything without stealing headlines. And if it launches separately, it might even sell on its own as a new Siri Remote Pro. Right now, the Apple TV 4K tops out at 128 GB of storage. That's fine for streaming, but as Apple Arcade games grow in size and complexity, it's starting to feel tight. The next generation could double that to 256 GB. That gives you more freedom to download games, install apps, and even store offline screensavers or photos without worrying about space. It's not flashy, but it's one of those upgrades that quietly makes the device future-proof. As for price, Apple surprised everyone when it lowered the Apple TV 4K's price last time. In a world full of Rokus and Fire Sticks, Apple knows it has to stay competitive. So expect the 2025 model to start somewhere around $99 to $129, depending on storage. That's an aggressive move for Apple, and one that could make it the easiest premium streaming device to recommend. Apple has a pattern. The Apple TV rarely gets stage time at big events. It usually drops via press release around spring or fall. The first clues always come from tvOS betas, FCC filings, and developer database entries showing new model identifiers. So keep your eyes peeled right after WWDC 2025. That's when Apple tends to seed early hints in developer builds. Once a new Siri Remote model number or a 4K 120Hz tag shows up, you'll know it's close. Buy now if you mainly watch movies and shows at 4K, 60Hz with Dolby Vision and Atmos U. Find a discounted 2022 model. It's still excellent and fully supported for years. You don't game or care about refresh rates. Today's box is already smooth and stable.